My intestines were out. Dad had to stuff his entrails back into his stomach when his ex-wife disemboweled him after 4-hour sex session. Dahlia Saeed had argued with her estranged husband about their daughter before the pair ended up romping. A distraught dad has told the court how his ex-wife tried to disembowel him minutes after they had enjoyed a 4-hour sex session. Dahlia Saeed, 35, is accused of stabbing Mr Miah, 31, with a carving knife and trying to pull out his intestines after the pair had romped. A court heard part of Mr Miah's small bowel was cut from his body and thrown onto the bedroom carpet. The taxi driver, who had remarried, told the jury he desperately tried to push his entrails back into his stomach after being attacked by his estranged wife at her home. Saeed denied charges of attempted murder and wounding with intent when she went on trial at Birmingham Crown Court on Monday. Mr Miah told the jury he was attacked by Saeed at around 10 p.m. on October 19, 2015 after going to her flat in Moseley, Birmingham. He said the pair had argued about custody of their daughter before they ended up back on the bed. Giving evidence, Mr Miah added, "Suddenly in the blink of an eye, and I didn't see the knife, she stabbed me twice in the belly. I can only assume the knife came from either under the bed or the pocket of her dressing gown. My intestines were out, everything was out and she was grabbing hold of them, trying to pull them. She broke one of them and threw it onto the floor, but I managed to put the rest of them back in my belly." The court heard Mr Miah tried to flee the flat, but Saeed pursued him into the street where she attacked him with a wooden bat and a meat cleaver. He was only discovered in a nearby doorway at 3 a.m. when neighbors heard his screams and called police. The jury were told Mr Miah suffered 30 separate wounds and spent 10 days in hospital, where he had 2 operations, but made a full recovery. Prosecutor Adam Weston told the jury, "The cuts were so severe part of his small bowel ended up on the carpet. She caused his injuries. Her intention was nothing less than to kill him." The court heard Saeed told police she attacked her ex-husband in self-defense after he raped her. During cross-examination by her barrister Patrick Upwood QC, Mr Miah accepted he had been physically and verbally abusive towards her during their 2-year marriage. The jury also heard both he and Saeed had been at risk of being deported as illegal immigrants. Mr Miah came to the UK in 2010 on a student visa but was classed as illegal because he had dropped out of college, and Iraqi Kurd Saeed was only granted asylum in 2012. The court heard Mr Miah spent 4 months in a detention center in 2012 but was allowed to stay because he has a child in the UK. The trial continues.